But yeah, also what the video said, if you watched the video, you probably already know, is that if Big Bird would have flown, the probably Challenger would have not exploded.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Conspiracy Consultants podcast with Luke and Jacob. I'm Luke.
I'm Jacob.
He's Jacob. You're not watching Disney Channel, as we've established in previous episodes, but you know where you can listen to our bonus content over on our Patreon, patreon.com/The Conspiracy Consultants. I believe that's the URL. It should be also in the description if you're watching this on YouTube, or you can find it on our Spotify page if you look around. So today we're going to be talking about space. Right, Jacob?
Oh, yeah, mostly anything that revolves around space. It could be spaceships, space objects. I don't know if that's the right term, but...
Just like planets?
Planet, space, good, yeah.
Space good.
Space good.
When the big spheres go, wee.
Yeah.
If they stop going wee, then everything blows up.
That's what we like to call revelations.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly.
Okay, so I want to talk about Project Gemini, so I think I'm going to start with that. Because I didn't know a lot about this before I started my research. Now I know slightly. No, I mean, I knew about it, but I didn't know, like, what the exact specifications. Because everybody talks about Mercury and everybody talks about Apollo, but, like, you know, I feel like Gemini is the one that they don't talk about.
Gemini's like, which spacecraft? That's not Redstone, that's Atlas.
And that's... Yeah, these are the Titan, I think it's a Titan 2.
Oh, Titan. That's a good one.
It's a Titan 2. Yep. Titan 2 missile, yep.
Hey.
Oh, sorry. You're not supposed to call them missiles.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Sorry, it's definitely not. We just put two guys on top of a missile and shot them into space.
That's like basically any rocket, though. Like, that was the start of
That was literally how they decided. They were like, what if we...
I just looked up Gemini to, like, kind of get an example. It brought up the astrology sign.
Wait a second. I'm going to put this in the Discord. Dude, this is the goofiest image. This is a real NASA image.
Oh my. So this is how they tested out Gemini?
Yeah. So if you're listening to this on Spotify, you're going to have to go over to the YouTube. If you're already on the YouTube, stay where you are because the image is already on the screen. It's literally a paraglider, but it's their re-entry vehicle. And supposedly it was just to test to see how the re-entry vehicle would hold up. It's just like, so funny looking. I think it's real. Like, it's on the article I'm reading. And yeah, it just says 1964, there was a test for it.
Imagine if that's how they wrote in. Like, it was like, deploy the paraglider.
Yeah.
That would not slow it down at all. That's not how physics works, just so you guys know.
Oh, that's interesting. Gemini 12 had Buzz Aldrin.
Yeah, that's how it... Because I think, if I'm correct...
And Neil Armstrong was on Gemini 8. Yeah, most astronauts have to do, like, a cycle.
Because...
Alan Shepard was selected but did not fly.
Hey, just so everybody knows, when you get out of space, your legs are really wiggly. Well, I'm just gonna say that your body is not good to Earth's gravity after any mission to space.
Yeah,
that's why they're always brought out on medical beds.
Yes, because otherwise you can't walk.
You're like, whoa.
Because you're used to that space gravity or lack thereof.
So if I'm correct, Luke, Gemini was like kind of like the progression of the I just forgot its name. What's the program before Gemini?
Mercury?
Mercury. It was basically the continuation of the Mercury program.
Yeah.
Right?
So, looking at the information here, basically the goal was, so they announced like the Apollo space program before they announced Gemini. But like the Apollo program meaning we're gonna send man to the moon, right? But then they realized that it would work the best if they had a separate program running designed to like figure out the specifics while the Apollo program did like the overall flight stuff. So like the people working in Apollo were worried about getting it all the way out to the moon, whereas the people in the Gemini program were worried about like spacewalks, how are coupling and decoupling sections of the spacecraft going to work, stuff like that. That way they
docking, right?
Yeah, exactly. Docking. Yeah, exactly. So Supposedly the guy who came up with this, let me check. Yeah, he just designed the ship while he was at a NASA retreat. He designed the actual spacecraft.
They have NASA retreats.
Yeah, he went on a NASA retreat on some island in like 1961, and then he just was like, you know what I want to do on my staff retreat? We're gonna figure out how we're gonna get to space.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so here's the main objectives of the program. So they wanted to show the endurance of humans and the equipment for like extended time in space, so between 8 and 14 days. And then they wanted to do rendezvous and docking with another vehicle, and being able to maneuver the combined spacecraft. And then they also wanted to do spacewalks, and then atmospheric reentry, instead of just like having kind of a general guess like they did in Mercury, where it was like, he'll probably be somewhere in the water.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I want to talk about, what is it, Liberty Bell?
Yeah. Also,
Liberty typing time.
did you ever hear about like the first Atlas rocket?
I think that's what it is.
Okay, so the first Atlas rocket, while he's looking that up, was basically just one stage because they were fearful that the engines wouldn't work in space. So they're like, "Oh no, we got to start it before it enters space because they were like,
Okay, so here's what it is. So Gus Grissom, who also died in Apollo 1, he
That's
was
a different story.
he was the second American in space, and
oh, that's bad.
so no, I know, dude. He literally he was in so many space flights. Evidently, I think he was in. I'm gonna check right now to see if he was in Gemini at all.
Bro was working too hard.
Yes, he was the command pilot for Gemini 3. So he was literally in one of each of the missions. They were making him work overtime. But no, Mercury's Redstone 4 rocket, it had the Liberty Bell 7, and he got all the way to space, went around, came back down, and then got out, and then his spacecraft started sinking. And so they couldn't recover any of the data that they just got.
Come on, Gus.
Like, no, it wasn't his fault. Somebody designed it poorly so that the either the emergency door that he could get out of just started filling with water.
Why did he open it then?
No, like he was out. Like I think that's what it was. Here, I'll check. I'll check right now.
Did he not close it and it filled up or what?
Okay. He asked the helicopters to approach, remove the pin, and activated the hatch cover detonator. He heard a dull thud, and the hatch blew away, and salt water splashed into the spacecraft. So,
dude was too lucky.
He had unbuckled himself from most of his harness. Oh my goodness. Wait. So, it seems like it just didn't exit correctly. Like, I'm trying to figure this out. He was there, dull thud, and then the hatch cover blew away.
So basically...
Wait, so something must have just happened, and it started taking on water through the hatch. And and then it says he literally got rescued while he was swimming, because he had to climb out of the spacecraft. Like, imagine you're in space, and then you come down, and you're like, oh yeah, well let me get picked up real quick, and then you have to get out and like swim to safety while these helicopters are trying to save you. But yeah, it was so silly. They would just like kind of guess on where, like they'd get like a general idea, but they just have some Navy ships out there with helicopters on them and be like, "Oh, I hope we get them in time."
Yeah. Like, yeah, no, I don't know even how to like comment on that. Like, so that is just horrible in so many ways.
Wait. No. His suit started filling with water.
I would scream right now, but I don't want to blow out your guys' ears.
No, this guy,
Ah.
He was in the water, which like he was in the water from this sinking
I'm,
spacecraft, and
I mean,
then he literally got out, and then his suit started taking on water because the suit inlet valve hadn't been closed properly.
this guy got so lucky. He used up all his luck.
Dude, he used up all his luck in this mission.
And then Apollo 1 comes
Wait,
around.
let me see. Now I gotta see, how did Gemini 3 go?
Guessing way better. They were like, guys, I know
Let's
we
see.
can. I know we can.
Objectives.
I know he almost drowned, but let's
Wait.
do it again.
Oh, first orbital maneuver of a crewed spacecraft. Yeah. This
So
is
that means
Gemini 3.
they use
Yep,
RCS processors.
John Young and Gus Grissom.
Again.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about he did because that was his first one. That was his Mercury mission. Then his Gemini mission.
Oh, that was the I thought that was
his Mercury is the one that was sinking, and then his Gemini mission. I'm trying to figure out what happened there. It literally says on this, Gus Grissom, hoping to avoid duplication of what happened on his last flight.
He was like, guys.
He got so worried. Oh, that's so funny. He named his spacecraft Molly Brown because there's a Broadway musical called The Unsinkable Molly Brown, because he didn't want his spacecraft to sink again. So,
Well, he didn't protect it against fire.
and then NASA management didn't like the name and asked him to change it, and he said, "How about the Titanic?" And so they let him keep Molly Brown because yeah, evidently this was also the last Gemini flight they allowed the astronauts to name because he just kept dissing them. Oh my goodness. The only major incident during the orbital phase involved a contraband corned beef sandwich that Young, so his Grissom's like co-pilot, had smuggled on board. He brought a corned beef sandwich in the pocket of his spacesuit.
Okay, I'm gonna say something. The reason they don't bring that stuff in space is because if you are to eat it, stuff's gonna come out, right?
Yeah.
If that gets into the technology, your spacecraft will literally stop working.
Yeah. Gus Grissom evidently said, quote, "After the flight, our superiors at NASA let us know in no uncertain terms that non-man-rated corned beef sandwiches were out for future space missions. But John, his co-pilot's deadpan offer of this strictly non-regulation goodie remains one of the highlights of our flight for me." So, literally...
Wait. I gotta check something. Okay, I'm gonna search for Apollo 1 astronauts. Who was on this mission?
Typing time. Let's see. Ed White, Roger B. Chaffee, and Gus Grissom.
Okay, so it wasn't that guy. So they were like,
wait, I want to see what. Let me look at John Young.
Okay, so did they also say stuff about NASA? Because if they did, I'm not thinking this is a mistake anymore.
Let's see. What else did John Young?
They
missions?
were like
Gemini 3, Gemini 10, and Apollo 10. Oh, he was one of those guys who almost got on the moon. Because the Apollo 10 mission got all the way to the moon, and then didn't get to go on the moon. But he was also in Apollo 16, so I think he got to go on the moon.
Wait, what? Oh, yes. The other guy.
Yeah. So the other guy, he did Gemini 3, Gemini 10. Wait, let me double check this. Yeah, Gemini 3, Gemini 10, Apollo 10, and Apollo 16.
Guys, I don't think Apollo 1 was an accident anymore. They were like, Gus, come on.
They were like, listen, Gus is getting too lucky. He keeps clutching up. He keeps naming his spacecraft weird things.
We're trying to kill him, guys.
What it sounded like is that maybe Apollo 1 was an inside job.
Yeah, we're like, guys, I'm done with this guy. Let's just.
Yeah.
Talk
about conspiracy consultants. Oh no! Oh no! There's a fire.
Yeah. If we're just be honest,
okay. So yeah, for anybody who doesn't know, because we keep referencing it, Apollo 1 was a space mission that they caught on fire before they even took off.
Yeah, it a lot of fire, and it was like, guys, let us out, and they were like, we can't. The door's jammed.
Yeah.
So
It also wasn't even an official Apollo mission until after the fire happened.
They were like, guys, we got.
They were like, well, we better call it something.
I have all of the Apollo patches, and the Apollo one is the most like. If you bring up a picture of the Apollo 1 patch,
I got it.
Okay, it is like the blandest patch.
Yeah, it's just an American flag. This will be in the video for the people who are seeing it in the video form. The Apollo 1 patch is literally just an American flag with the 3 guys' names and the word Apollo 1 with a picture of the spacecraft.
And a planet that's very poorly drawn. Like, is that like what? Like,
yeah.
Florida is looking pretty
yeah,
skinny.
There it is in the Discord to clarify.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is. I mean, listen, they were figuring it out. Hey, they can't all be winners.
Yeah. So,
but for instance, if you look at the Apollo 10 patch, oh my goodness.
Upgrades.
Yeah, upgrades. That's. I mean, seriously, this thing's looking cool. With the.
Is this?
Wait. Okay. What is the other thing supposed to be? Is that supposed to be the lunar lander?
What do you mean? What are you looking at? Apollo what?
So 10? Apollo 10
patch.
The one that's shield shaped.
I know what. I could probably just turn on my light right now, but that's too much work.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much work to look across.
Yeah, that's the lander because they were like doing stuff.
They were going down and then back up because they weren't allowed to land on the moon.
They're like, guys.
The Apollo 16 one is actually kind of lame though. Look at the Apollo 16 patch. It's just It's just the American eagle and shield with a NASA swoop in front of it. It's kind of lame.
I'm gonna tell you guys the Apollo program.
Wait, no way. This young guy, like John Young, got to go on the space shuttle too. Bro he got to be on Columbia twice. Not to mention the fact that he was on. So he got to be on. Gemini 3, Gemini 10, Apollo 10, and Apollo 16, and then 2 other things. And he didn't die until he was 87. Man really clutched up.
Bro was more lucky. Wait. I'm not gonna
guess. Why does his... Okay, I'm on Wikipedia for people who are wondering, because it's the... I know, Wikipedia bad, but it's the best way to find information about space stuff in, like, a really fast way. I mean, if you have a better way of finding it, let me know. But it only lists his occupations as naval aviator and test pilot. I feel like they're missing one little job that he might have done.
Yeah.
It's called astronaut. It's kind of, I'm not sure if you've heard of it. It's kind of obscure. It's
kind of a small business.
Yeah, he had to get a small business loan. So
let me talk about the Apollo program. This program, most of the time, had something wrong with it. Okay, Apollo 11. They're about to land on the moon, right? Neil's like, ready? The computer goes, error. And they're like, what? And then basically, the computer was handling too much information.
By the computer, you mean literally like the calculator watch that they had running the whole thing? Because it was, what, 1967? 1969? Yeah, 1969. They were like,
guys, we have too much information.
Too much information. Dude, somebody put 2 plus 2 into the calculator.
So Neil had to drive the thing blind onto the moon. And then one time, there was a lightning strike, and then Apollo 13. Everybody knows the story of Apollo 13. Big boom. We can't land on the moon.
Can't go to the moon. Wait, let me look at all the Apollo patches now, because I want to actually see them.
I have them all at my house, so if you guys ever want to see them, you know.
Hey, maybe we can do that on the Patreon if you want to see a video of all the Apollo patches.
Yeah,
okay.
They're like lined up on my wall.
Are they like? Cool. Do you have the actual patches or just stickers?
They're actual patches.
No, nice. There were
17 missions.
I feel like why are there? I'm on Amazon.com and there's 20 patches.
What?
No, wait.
Wait,
how many missions did you say there were?
17.
Wait, no, then they're just missing patches. 1, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Also, I've been to the Kennedy Space Center, just so you guys know. So those are actually like not Kennedy approved. I was about to say
Yeah,
Kennedy.
they're missing 2 patches.
Which ones?
What Apollo missions are there?
Oh wait, I know why. I actually know why. Because I think for like 2 of them, because mine's also missing patches. I think Apollo. Which ones is it missing?
Wait,
Apollo 6 and 7.
no, there's one for 7.
Which one's for 7?
Apollo 1, Apollo
I'll be right back, guys. While he's reading
8,
this off, I have to
9,
turn on my light.
10, 11. Yeah, he's turning on his light so he can go look on the wall. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Also, they were very inconsistent on if they were going to use Roman numerals or.
I know. They were like
the first one. It has a normal 1. Then they had a Roman numeral. Then they had the number 8. Then they had Roman numeral 9, Roman numeral 10, regular number 11, Roman numeral 12, 13, regular number 14, regular number 15, 16. Then Roman numerals for the next 2, and then the last 2 patches that I can see have regular numbers.
Apollo. I don't think 17 had regular numbers, but I know the
No,
reason
that's what
that
I meant. 15, 16,
Apollo
but 17.
7
Yeah.
is because they didn't have people on Apollo 2 through 6 because they were like, guys, we gotta test this new one out. We gotta make sure this time.
But you said 7. There's 17.
Yeah, but 6 of them were unmanned. So why would they make patches for?
No, but what I'm saying is there's more patches here than there would. I'm confused. Why are there only 15 patches on Amazon.com?
Because some were unmanned missions, so.
I'm just really confused by this.
Yeah, he is really confused.
I'm gonna look on NASA.gov.
Yeah, he's like, we gotta go to NASA now. We gotta figure.
Okay, yeah, that looks a lot better.
This is like.
Why is there?
Is this the one you're looking at? Apollo 11 emblem? No, this is different. Those are some really nice looking patches. 8 is probably the best design, I gotta say.
Okay, I see here. Okay.
Also, which one?
All right,
okay.
I see what this is.
Which one do you like better? Which NASA logo do you like? Do you like the circle one with like the dash marks? Do you like the?
Okay, I see what it is. So
he's not paying attention, guys.
Yeah, I'm not paying attention. The Amazon has all of the patches for the canceled missions. They have 18, 19, 20.
Oh, they do?
Yes. I don't know how official they are because they have the names of the astronauts, but I don't know if that was an actually announced thing.
Yeah.
So
back to what I was saying. Which NASA logo do you like better? Do you like the one where it's like the kind of like worm, or do you like the globe with like the?
Oh, I love the worm, dude. Oh my goodness. Have you seen that video about how great the design was in the 60s?
Yeah. I've seen.
I would love to plug it. Let me actually find it real quick.
Okay. So there's this alternate history scenario. Alternate history is like a whole different thing, but it's called Eyes Turn Skyward, where instead of going with the shuttle, they kept with the Apollo mission, and it's like so in depth. If you guys could find it, search up Eyes Turn Skyward. Probably one of the best alternate history scenarios ever made. Like there's so much detail.
How the U.S. government got hip graphic. Oh, that was a great sentence. Hip graphic design and then lost it by Phil Edwards. Yeah, I've seen this.
What's that one show on like Apple Plus or whatever it's called, Apple TV? It's like
Space Force.
No, it's like what's it called?
Where did you get your Apollo patches?
It's called this place. It's a pretty niche place. It's called Kennedy Space Center. I've been to Kennedy Space Center.
I know, but did you buy all the patches at Kennedy?
Yeah, they came in like a patch bag.
How expensive was it?
It was like $70.
Okay, that's fair. Because these prices online are like really. Some of them are weirdly low. Like Apollo missions embroidery patch, astronaut spacecraft emblems collage, $2.11.
Also, like that's like one of the coolest things they've done because I actually saw like like SLS. I
Yep.
saw that rocket, and
Nice.
I'm just like standing right. I'm like that's big. I'm like,
Bro,
whoa.
we need better space stuff. Like we have not had good space stuff since like 1990.
What do you mean?
I know, I mean like really recently we've had good space stuff. But like there was a gap from like the end of the space shuttle program.
Well, yeah, because like okay, let's think about it this way. There was no commercial companies.
Yeah.
There all we had was the Russians, which luckily we were able to get off of those guys right before the thing happened,
Yep.
the war. That would have been bad. And then like did you ever hear about when the Russians came in blue and yellow suits to the International Space Station?
No, really?
Yeah. So search. I'm gonna search it up right now. Try to send you the Russians astronauts. So basically, what it goes like is basically they went up and they had like blue and yellow suits on. And what the conspiracy is though, they thought they were gonna win the war by then. So they were like, oh, it's gonna be like we won. Here's our thing. But since they didn't win, it was just kind of awkward. Like everybody's like, "What the crap's going?" Also, the other conspiracy is like the astronauts were doing in support of the Ukraine. Don't really get that. I don't think that would
Dude,
be
this graph is great but also terrible.
What do you mean?
Okay. Oh my goodness. It's a list of all of the astronauts. But it's like I'm just going to send it in the Discord. You'll see.
Okay.
You'll see. It's also in the video for people who are watching the video.
Here, I think this is it.
Look at this. Do you see this graphic?
Holy crap, that's a horrible.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, okay,
I'm sending you a
it's
picture too.
super detailed.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's awkward with the Russian astronauts. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, uh,
Yeah, that's rough.
that is rough.
Why are there so many are they in space?
Yeah, they're in the ISS.
Why are there so many people who aren't wearing spacesuits?
Okay, I'm gonna explain something to you, Luke.
No, I know you don't need them. I'm saying why is everybody just wearing khakis and a gray polo?
That's what I was like. Why is everybody wearing the same thing up here? No, I wasn't
Dude,
up in the ISS.
It's the
I'm
ISS. I like. Why is it? Can't you guys just wear like normal clothes?
Yeah, they were like, guys, it's gonna be matching day, okay?
Bro, I'm telling you, space travel has gotten way too like with rules and
Formal.
stuff. Yeah,
It's too
because it was
formal.
like no, as we just said, Gemini 3. Guys, how about we take a corned beef sandwich up real quick?
Okay, but at least that time it was actually dangerous. Like that was like, if that thing gets into our systems, we are going to die.
Yeah, but it was mad funny though.
Yeah. That's
the
not
thing
the fun.
dude. Then like the 1960s. I honestly wish that we
wait.
had a space program that was like the 1960s, where it was just like, oh, we're just gonna do a bunch of really shady stuff and hope that we get into space.
Yeah, did you ever hear about this is totally off topic. Did you ever hear about when NASA approved for the SpaceX lander and Blue Origin literally sued SpaceX?
What?
So Blue Origin's owned by Jeffrey Bezos.
Yeah,
the guy who owns Amazon.
I'm gonna do a little look.
So basically, he doesn't. I don't know if it was NASA. It might have been NASA. And he's like, that's unfair because they've done all this stuff and they've proven them. Like basically, they said, we haven't had the time to show you, and they're like, that's kind of.
Blue Origin sued NASA in August, contending that the agency unfairly awarded SpaceX a $2.9 billion contract in April to conduct the first 2 missions to the moon. And then they lost the legal fight.
Yeah, because they were like mad because SpaceX had proven themselves to be the
Dude, has
better.
Blue Origin ever had a good mission?
The only thing they've done is sent people to space, but not into orbit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, aren't there planes that can do that?
Yeah,
you don't need a rocket to do that. Like, I'm no expert on getting to space, but last I checked, if you just get high enough up in the atmosphere, but below orbit, yeah, you're technically in space, but you can just be in a plane.
Yeah, but like basically you're up there for like 15 seconds. Like what happened? Dude Perfect went on one of them, and everybody was like, "Guys, Dude Perfect." But like if they were on a SpaceX rocket, they would actually be in space for like 3 days and then come back down.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah. Space plane. Who's making space plane?
oh, I know who was Virgin Galactic, but
Yeah,
they
Virgin
went
Galactic
bankrupt.
had that one space plane.
And then they went.
I
No, it wasn't
I
Virgin Galactic. It was Virgin. It was called like Virgin Air,
yeah.
and it was like
I really appreciate the fact that I typed in space plane and it is actually just the space shuttle.
I thought you were gonna say it's just Kerbal Space Program.
It is
Which
also just Kerbal Space Program.
is it actually?
No, but I wish.
That-
I still find it so funny. So funny. The fact that they used to just strap those gliders to airplanes. You know about this. What is it? Enterprise?
Wait, what's this?
Um
What the crap is this? What is this thing? This thing looks sweet. What even is this? I just saw this. What is this? What is
NASA Enterprise. It was on a plane, right?
Yeah, Virgin Galactic. There it is. Virgin Galactic unveils new suborbital plane. Suborbital. You know what?
It's a
Space has-
suborbital plane that doesn't even. It's okay.
It-
Are you in space? Like, yeah, you're in space, but are you really in space if it's
You're not.
suborbital?
Suborbital means you can't. Like, you're just gonna fall back
You're gonna
down.
fall back down. It's the same as like a slingshot ride at like Cedar Point.
But basically, orbits are basically you just falling forever. Like, that's the funniest thing to me. Basically, that's what an orbit is. You're literally just falling forever. You're like, ah. So basically, if you think about it, everything is just falling on itself in the universe. That's like the entirety of the universe. Everything's just falling continuously.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out. I feel like I remember seeing a photo of this space shuttle.
Yeah, I looked up space plane, and like half it is just KSP videos.
Is it really? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, holy crap.
Why is there just an image on the Wikipedia page where it just says damage from Hurricane Sandy? It just has part of the wing missing.
If I gotta say, if you like space, play Kerbal Space Program. It's
Yeah,
probably the
you
best.
should. I haven't played the second one yet, but
Don't. I'm gonna tell you guys, don't yet. Wait for like maybe a few more months for like something else
Wait.
to happen. This is literally.
Hey,
I'm gonna.
Jacob.
pull up Steam. What? What?
do they actually put these like big triangle-shaped covers on the back of the rocket base?
Send me the picture. I don't know what you're talking. You're like big.
People watching the video, you'll see what I mean.
Yeah, I'm like. He's like.
That.
You're talking about the big. Are you
The
talking
big,
about the big?
no, look at the big cones on the back.
I think that's just to cover up the.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
engine.
It just covers up where the actual engine would be on it.
But hey, do you know what's the funniest thing in space news?
What?
The guy. Have you? Well, NASA administrator at the time, Ronald Van Bruin, and probably the most important person in space like history, was a Nazi. I'm not
What?
trying.
I feel like I really don't know about this one.
So okay. Have you ever heard of Operation Paperclip?
No.
So Operation Paperclip is basically when the United States said we need somebody who's really good at rockets because we want to beat the Russians.
Mm-hmm.
So they got this guy. Search up Warmer. Yeah, this is. Is it Van Buren? That might be wrong. Or it might be Von Braun. I'm really bad with
German names.
German. Yeah, I'm really bad. Von Braun, right? His name. Yeah, here he is. Werner von Braun, former Nazi, is the leader of NASA. Father of rocket science.
I did know about this, and I'm trying to remember how I learned about this. But yeah, I knew that the person who was in charge for a while was actually just a Nazi.
Because they were like, guys, he's
They
the
were
best.
like, he knows what he's doing. Uh-oh.
Whoopsies.
No. I'm saying uh-oh because I just found an image of the Columbia, and it just says, get this, Columbia undergoing installation of its ceramic tiles. Uh-oh.
I'm not trying to laugh.
So for
I'm
people
sorry.
who don't know,
There have
there have been 2 space shuttles that have blown up. and one of them was the Columbia. And
This
you
could be
want to know
sword.
how it blew up? Because the tiles came loose.
So this is a picture of this is on Wikipedia. I know Wikipedia bad. We already said that.
Yeah,
in the
we've
episode.
said it several times. Don't use Wikipedia if you're trying to do actual research. But we are just talking about space, and we keep going back and forth about stuff that we know very little about. So,
Von Braun with Fritz Todt, who utilized forced labor for major works across occupied Europe. Von Braun is wearing the Nazi party badge on his suit label. You see, guys, when you need to do work, you gotta find a place, okay? You know, he just need to find some work, guys. Just
yeah, that might not be the best. Wait, did you say you saw the STS rocket?
the SLS. You said
No, the STS, Space
no.
Transportation System 1.
I haven't. No, I haven't seen.
That's with
S-
the no
Clinton said
way. Dude, first name on the thing. You want to guess who first name that comes up? John
Clinton?
Young.
Hey,
My
hey,
guy is everywhere.
I want to tell you guys something. When the ST, if I'm correct, the ST. Nope, that is a trucking company. The STS rocket is basically just a space shuttle thruster. It's
No,
that's
that
space.
is the STS. Do you mean the SLS?
Yeah, the first SLS.
Yeah.
First SLS, Bill Clinton was like, guys, what if we put this?
Oh,
this,
no. Yeah, it's a yeah.
It's like, what if we
Wait.
just? Oh, have you ever heard of the Russian space shuttle?
I think so. Also,
So
I
it's
like
like-
how the second result for SLS is specialized loan servicing.
So basically, it's like the space shuttle, but like more
Wait,
engine
you
power.
said Bill Clinton came
Yeah.
up with the SLS,
No, he didn't come up with it. He was like he approved of it.
but the first flight was last November.
That wasn't okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to send you this picture. I can find it. There's a picture, and it's so dumb. No, not the car. Original SLS rocket,
I see
Bill
what you're saying.
Clinton.
Not the same one, but I'm seeing like a graphic by NASA of what each different SLS looks like.
Where is it? Where is the stinking? Where it's not SLS. Where is it? I don't want to see a picture of Bill Clinton.
It's just all Bill Clinton.
It is just Bill Clinton. He's literally. And there's
I'm
Hillary
getting
Clinton.
cars.
That's what I was getting with Bill
Why
Clinton.
why are like space travel isn't that obscure? Why is it really hard to find information?
That's my thing. I saw it before. It's basically just the space shuttle thruster like stacked onto a. Oh, I know what it's called. I know what it's called now. Sorry, it's called Ares 1.
Oh, I feel like I know about this one.
1. Where is it? Ah, there it is. Okay, I'm gonna copy. I just hit Wikipedia. No. Copy image and Control V. What?
Oh yeah, this is that.
I said
Yeah.
Control. So
I-
so this is what it is. Okay, everybody's gonna be saying this right now. That is a space shuttle thruster. That is the rocket from the Space Odyssey. Is that what it was called? The Ares 1? Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's it. That is not a way to. That's basically. That is.
These rockets are just. I feel like
So-
NASA is just using the same rockets they used like 40 years ago.
That is one thing that scares me. Is that NASA's falling behind.
NASA's like, oh no way,
Like,
dude! I found a great image. Okay, look, side by side, they're all the same. Look, after the Atlas, it's just
It's like
It's
Saturn
just-
five, like. Hey, I'm gonna tell everybody something. When something first flies and it blows up, that's usually good.
yeah.
I'm just gonna say it. It can do anything on its first flight. It doesn't matter if it does something good. Because I heard everybody when like Starship blew up.
Yeah, people were, dude. Like, yeah,
Everybody was like,
so,
the starship blew up. This is so bad. I'm like, it was not even
dude,
expected
it did better than they expected it to.
to.
Wouldn't
Everybody,
the last one literally burn up on the launch pad?
yeah, that also happened. One time, it almost landed back, and everybody was like, "Oh!" And then it blew up like last second.
Hey,
Like,
dude, they
it was
gotta
like,
keep
oh,
gotta keep you on your toes.
they're like, "Oh!" And I
But
was like,
yeah, it really just looks like all of NASA's rockets are exactly the same in recent years.
"Yeah." You know what's the
No, like
coolest
literally, look
thing?
at the Ares 5.
Yeah,
They just stacked a fuselage on top of
yeah.
their a
Thank you for using
slightly bigger.
fuselage. That was a big word, and I'm pretty proud of somebody for saying fuselage.
Oh, okay,
I don't usually
thanks.
use that word. I'm
Because then
sorry.
people are like, "What?
I'm like, what? I'm like, it's a name
No
for something.
way!" Guess who just
What?
came up on another page?
If it's stinking.
It's John Young
Oh
again. My
no!
guy who brings corned beef sandwiches on. It's seriously, he's everywhere.
The John
Wait,
Young
well, now
Cinematic Universe.
I'm on his actual Wikipedia page. Yeah,
John.
Wikipedia bad. Are they going to say, yep, it literally says on the page, it goes, after the flight, it was discovered that Young had smuggled a corned beef sandwich aboard.
John Young was like,
Wait,
it's the John.
no.
We're in the JYCU.
Not only did they, like, smuggle it on board, they munched on it. They were just eating the sandwich.
They were trying to. They had a death wish.
Yeah.
I just imagine NASA's like, you did what?
After Gemini 3, both of these guys were assigned as backup commander.
Oh, bro, that's like.
And then Young just gets turned around and put on Gemini 10. And then, wait, let me see. What year did Gemini 10 launch? 1966. Right? Yeah, 1966. And so the next year is when they had Gus Grissom in Apollo 1. So they just kept bumping them they just kept them in the same rotation, basically.
Yeah. What? Yeah, that's just that guy for you. He just loved being everywhere. He's kind of like who was that one guy who showed up in all the Marvel movies? It's the one Shield
Stanley?
agent. No, the Shield. Yeah,
Nick
Shield
Fury?
agent. Not Fury. That's who's the guy who died? In
Oh, I
Avengers?
get what you're saying. Yeah, the really cool guy. And then he's in that TV show that they made that isn't canon anymore.
Yeah, because
What is that? Agents
of Shield.
of Shield. I only ever watched like half of that. Phil Coulson.
Isn't it kind of funny that the same people who made DC stuff for a time made the Marvel stuff? I just
Isn't
think
it
that's kind
funny how Spider-Man? I still think that the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man are the best.
I just like how you said, don't you like how Spider-Man? And then just stops talking.
No, that's
You're like,
exactly. Sony owned Spider-Man.
do you think that Sony should just... Okay, that's a different conversation.
Wait.
We're going so off track right now. Okay.
Okay.
I swear, if you
Wait.
say... I don't...
Who?
That-
What? They crashed into a building?
What?
No.
What? Go back, go back.
Okay.
What?
These
Should be...
these two astronauts.
Guys. Bro, imagine you're in your office typing and all
No,
of a sudden...
these two astronauts crashed into the building where their spacecraft was being assembled.
That sounds like...
No way. And Alan Shepard investigated the crash.
He was like, guys, what the crap?
No,
what
no.
are you doing?
Okay.
Hey, you know what's the funniest thing I think
Okay.
ever happened?
Alan Shepard just. No way. Alan Shepard was on the moon?
No way, he was on the moon.
He was on the moon. He went to the moon on Apollo 14. He was the 5th person on the moon.
Is he, who was Alan Shepard? I don't know.
No, the
NASA.
first American in the moon. Not in the moon. First American in space.
Is he the guy who golfed on the moon?
No, that's one of the guys from maybe.
I want to go to.
No, I thought the golfers on the moon was on the first time they went on the moon.
No, that was not. Remember Alan Shepard's lunar golf shots? 47 years later, bro was like,
Is that he's actually the one who golfed on the moon?
nice shot.
No, okay. This guy
I
He was the first man,
no, not
first American,
first American,
in
first
space,
American.
and then follow that up by being the commander. He was going to be the commander of the first Gemini mission, but then he got like some sort of ear condition that they had to correct with surgery.
Okay, Luke, I'm gonna show you something. Have you ever heard the N1 rocket?
Maybe that. What'd you say?
This is
N1 rocket?
this is the name of the rocket that the moon rocket that the Russians tried to make. I'm gonna send you a
Oh
picture
my
of it.
goodness! I'm looking at the picture right now. The one
This
that's
thing,
cone shaped.
it's it was supposed to be the most powerful. If it was to exist, it might have caused like actual harm to like the like astronauts. But it was the Russians. It was the Soviet Union. They
Wait,
didn't really.
stock
This
N1-L3 Soviet moon rocket. Kerbal Space Program forums.
that's where the community stays. The space community is just KSP forums. Okay,
Yep.
and then the funny story is, so you know, see those engines. So
Yeah.
some guy, his name was like Elon Musk bought the engines. Okay, he
Oh
researched
yeah,
the
yeah. I forgot. That's what he used, right?
yeah. It was like he bought the engine. He was like, these are look cool, and then he replicated like better versions of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot. I heard that. That he basically just took Russian Soviet engines, and
And
that's what they use.
yeah, yeah. That's but
I
like
like how we were just dissing NASA for reusing the same rockets all the time, and
but
really Elon just
SpaceX, it's like at this point, it's the Raptor 2. It's like it's like so far down, it's
yeah.
not even the same thing anymore. At least they're not using like the exact same rockets
Could the
that they.
failed launches of the N1 rockets have been due to acts of sabotage?
Probably not,
I don't think.
because
Yeah.
I don't think NASA was like,
These
guys.
these rockets really
But
just look
what I
crazy.
can't. What's that one show? There's like a show on like Apple TV that's like, oh, is it? It's for no. Is it for all mankind? It's the one
Maybe.
show for like the Russians landing first, and it's like an alternate history show. Yep.
Russians land
On
first on the moon.
or it's called for all.
Show.
It's like the dumbest show though. It's like got Don Cheadle in it.
For all mankind. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got Don Cheadle in it now.
Mhm.
So basically, what I hear the show is now about is like, see, the show is like some weird details. Like since the Russians landed on the moon, Michael Jordan went to like the Pacers and then won with the like there's some random things happening. Like John
What?
Lennon
Why?
wasn't killed.
That would make
Uh,
sense.
because
That lines up.
the Russians didn't land on the moon, guys. Who didn't also get killed? Like there was like some people who didn't get killed. There's like this whole thing with like by like it was like by 1990s.
Yeah, this is
We
actually a
were
really recent show. Is it done, or are they gonna do another
I
season?
don't know if they're going to do an overseas, but like by the 1990s they're like on Mars. The Koreans get there first. Like I don't get that. The Koreans got there for I don't know. Also like it got really woke. I think the last season like what happened? The pre- I'm pretty sure this is the plot. I think I might be remembering this like the president becomes like the president the president's husband is like secretly gay.
Wait, isn't this the? You mean the plot of The Office, right? With the governor guy, the senator? Yeah, the
No,
senator.
no,
Isn't
like
that? Isn't
no
that? No,
the
no, no.
president
No,
the
I know what you're
president
saying, but like that's actually the plot of that's literally in The Office. Like that joke, that whole plot line is in The Office.
but like the first female president was in like the 1990s and like it's just so funny to me like
Wait,
she's like
so
she goes
wait,
what.
Bill Clinton doesn't win?
No, Bill Clinton doesn't win. Nixon. Oh, and who doesn't get killed? Robert Kennedy doesn't get killed.
Robert Kennedy doesn't get killed? Wait, did they still kill MLK?
Yeah, they still kill him. Okay.
They did?
Yeah. Also, Nixon gets really mad, and Warren Van Buren is like
The
put in
Nazi?
jail. Yeah,
They
he
put
gets
the
put in
Nazi in
jail.
jail?
Yeah, like that's because he lost. They also put like they put a base on the moon in like the 1960s, and guess what they called it? I'm just gonna
What they
guess
call
what
it?
they call New Jamestown. Like it's obvious. Anytime there's a settlement on any other planet, they always call it New Jamestown because it's like the old
It's
place.
like America, but not. Also, why are we still naming stuff after King James, bro?
Yeah, like it's like
Bro,
also
he got a Bible. What else does he need?
oh yeah, and then Don Cheadle. Oh yeah, so I told that Don Cheadle was like Don Cheadle like figures out nuclear fission. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
like and like then he starts a space company, which I don't know why that like intersects. But like it's like
Okay,
yeah,
yeah, there is a fourth season of the show that's coming out.
what are they gonna do? They're going to go to Saturn,
Um,
guys. They're going to
I'm trying to
Venus,
figure this out.
which they're not going to Venus. There's no way they're gonna.
Nah, they're gonna find a way.
They're gonna be like
I'm trying to figure
guys.
this out. Yeah, it looks like there's gonna be.
Just like there's gonna be a fourth season of The Chosen.
Yes,
I'm
there's
not
gonna be a fourth season of The Chosen.
plug right there.
Yeah, a little plug for The Chosen.
Yeah, Dallas Jenkins, please come on.
Yeah, Dallas Jenkins come on the show. We want
If
we.
we got Dallas Jenkins on the show, if if any of you somehow get Dallas Jenkins to be interviewed on the show, I might have to give you money. That
Yeah, but speaking of giving people money, you should give us money on Patreon.com.
this is gonna be so much longer than the first episode. Like
Yes.
you guys are
We
gonna have so much content.
Yeah, there's so much content, and who knows? There's gonna be a lot of it that's on the Patreon. So
Yeah. So also they use guns on the moon. That's also what I remember. They use guns.
in the
Like they
show,
yeah, they used guns on the moon and like they killed a Russian and then it almost started a nuclear war. It was called like it was called like the Jamestown Missile Crisis.
is that can
That
I
was like the
can I
best
see
part of
that
the show
in
though.
an episode?
I think you can see it like broken down and
No,
like
I'm looking at the. Oh, it said one of these episodes is called Bent Bird, and I thought it said Big Bird.
oh, wow, Big Bird goes on.
Speaking of Big Bird, we haven't covered that one yet.
Oh yeah, we gotta get into that. But one sec. So also they have like a nuclear space shuttle rocket, which doesn't make sense because there was a nuclear space shuttle rocket. Sea Dragon's a thing. If you haven't seen Sea Dragon, it's the biggest rocket ever conceived, not built. If the Sea Dragon was built, it launched from the sea because if it was launched on land, it would destroy everything in its path. Like it'd just be like, "There's your pad."
Yeah.
There's also like tons of other stories about Russians. Oh, here! Oh my gosh! The first thing that came up. They're denying the moon landing in Russia.
Wait, really?
Oh my gosh, they are.
Like recently?
I don't know if it's recently. This is like, if this is like actually a thing, I swear, that would actually be kind of funny. Oh, it's not like the Russian government is doing it. It's like the people of Russia actually believe that they were faked.
Oh, hey, r/Lego Rockets has one of those N1 rockets. Put it right next to the Saturn V.
But like, I guess the show is like I thought that was the best part of the show. I saw like a clip of it and it was like really intense. Like also Reagan becomes president, so and it's like, you
Wait,
guys did what?
okay, so Reagan's still president, and
At
Nixon's
some
still president, but Bill Clinton isn't president.
guess I hated Bill Clinton. I don't know.
Yeah, what's up? I mean, yeah, Bill Clinton did some weird stuff, but like, still, come on.
I don't. Oh no, he only has one term. It's not like he isn't president.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. But
I
then the
just
first woman president becomes president right after Bill Clinton.
oh and then her husband turns out to be. That was like I just
Was
remember.
that Wait? But I'm just really confused. Did the whole like Bill Clinton scandal thing happen or not?
I don't know. I just
This is
oh
or this is just
we're,
confusing me.
we haven't even watched the show and we're like I just remember like there was a scene and it's like Nixon's like, what? You guys did what? You guys shot. And Nixon gets like really mad and like also like uh the female president's like used to be an astronaut, so that was like that's why that was a part of the show, probably. Why she came
Yeah, that
president.
makes sense. They gotta
Also, she
have
had
like some tie-ins there.
yeah, and also was like I can't remember.
All right,
She had to tell like everybody that her husband was like not straight. We'll just say that. I don't want to keep on saying it because we don't want to get canceled. Okay, we're just gonna say he was not straight. Okay, can't get canceled. Not already. There's only like 2 episodes out. If someone's gonna come upon this and then, you know, who cares? Yeah, he was gay. Okay.
Okay, dude, I like how I'm on a completely different Wikipedia page and it's still another picture of that glider.
Yeah. So like basically,
Dude, I
she's like,
gotta show you.
okay,
I gotta show you this. I gotta show you this.
okay. You mean you're gonna show me and the audience this?
Yes, everyone's gonna see this. That is a
What?
real NASA document,
No way, that's an action ass.
and it's from 1970.
I can't tell which one's like actually like the one they went with. I like the one
Um,
where it's like, wait, how would that one, the one like on the very top launch?
it
It's
doesn't.
just,
It doesn't. It doesn't. It looks like a lifeboat.
I feel like it's like okay. So let's talk about Big Bird now. Big
Yeah, we need to
Bird.
talk about Big Bird.
So if you guys have heard of the Challenger, this Big Bird Challenger, yeah, that's like the first thing that comes up when you search Big Bird now. Holy crap!
Wait, is it actually Big Bird?
Yes, yeah, it's like the first thing that comes up.
Yeah. So we gotta drop a shout out to Alternate History Hub for doing the
Because
Big Bird video. We
it just
actually
came out today.
we talked about doing the Big Bird thing before um we talked about doing like talking about the Big Bird thing before this video came out. And then today, on the day that we were gonna record about the Big Bird thing, then somebody made a video about the Big Bird thing.
Yeah,
But it was actually really helpful because I had extra information.
yeah.
Hey,
So
I'm on
basically,
I'm on the Muppet Wiki. Let's
the
see.
Muppet. It's actually on the Muppet Wiki.
Well,
No way.
I'm trying to figure it out.
So basically, here's what goes. We've all heard of the Challenger disaster, unless you're from like a different country.
Yeah, you've
But
lived under a rock.
yeah. So basically, on April 28th, 1982. Am I right?
Let me check. No, 1986.
1986. Reagan's president. It's the I just but whatever the big president speech is. The State of the Union. State of the Union. I'm not gonna look at this because this is from the History Channel. But basically, um, the Challenger launches the same day. It goes up, and then they're like, and then it blows up. The funniest part, it's not funny that they died. It's not funny, but like the clip is like they're still talking about like, system's ready. I'm getting an error, and then like they look up and they're like, spaceship down, spaceship down. Like, there's like a clear like 5 seconds where it's just like they're like, it which is real. The only thing I don't get is any point and Art and History Hub pointing out in this video is the space shuttle program like actually sucked.
Yeah,
Like
it's terrible.
it literally was destroyed 2 times, and it took them like 10 years to like 30 years to stop the program. You could have stopped it with Challenger. Like, do what you did with Apollo 1. Take a step back, rethink it. Actually, in Apollo 1, they kept on going. They didn't really learn that thing from the Apollo mission. That's probably why. If they, it's probably because they were like, the Apollo missions went so well, even though there were some failures, you know? So, it can't go this bad this time, right? Right?
Yeah.
And then there was 2.
Oh, but we got to talk about how this ties into Big Bird.
Yeah, so Big Bird was supposed to ride on the rocket. Big Bird, the Muppet character, was supposed to ride on the Challenger rocket.
Yes, instead of there being a teacher on the space.
Reagan really liked the teacher program. He liked talking about it.
Yeah,
a lot.
that's why it was set to launch the day of his big speech.
Probably. We don't actually know.
Yeah.
But there's a pretty big chance. Yeah. So basically, if Big Bird was on the rocket, instead of like maybe like, well, it probably was still a lot of people got hurt by it, millions. It could have been like hundreds of millions of kids are like Big Bird just died. One thing
Yeah,
I can imagine is
that
like,
would have had to have been his canon death.
yeah, like just imagine like
No
how.
way! It's on the Muppet Wiki.
Wait, what do you mean? It is?
There were plans to have Big Bird fly on the space shuttle Challenger, specifically on the exact same flight that ultimately ended with the destruction of the Challenger. But the sheer size of the puppet prevented these plans from reaching fruition. Instead, there was a plan to feature Big Bird's teddy bear radar to fly on the Challenger, and radar was even included on the original mission plan. But the plan was scrapped in favor of having teacher Krista McGaff, the teacher, fly on the ill-fated mission.
So, like, how? I just want to know what the episode plan would look like. Big Bird. So they'd be like, it would be like,
It'd
I
be
don't
like
know.
the next episode would wait. Is this that was before Jim Henson died? So Jim Henson
Right.
would have had to have directed an episode in which Elmo just comes out and looks at the camera and just goes, "There's been some tragic news. Big Bird is no longer with us."
He was such a good hero.
And then he can say like, fly on. Which is like really that'd be really dark considering that he was going to space. Like, yeah, I don't know. Also,
Like,
evidently, Big Bird's weight has fluctuated a lot. He was mentioned to have weighed 165 pounds, and then about 300 episodes later, he was 300 pounds, and then
film.
300 more episodes after that, he was only 280 pounds.
Okay, film fair. We got a video for you. What's
Yeah,
what's
what?
what's Big Bird's real weight?
Yeah, what type of bird he is. What weight is Big Bird?
But yeah. Also, what the video said. If you watched the video, you probably already know. Is that if Big Bird would have flown, the probably Challenger would have not exploded.
Yeah.
Which then, that's a different like.
But that actually makes sense because if you think about it, then it wouldn't have been that push to have it on that day, and then it would have
Yeah.
been cold and probably wouldn't have caused issues with the spacecraft. So
But as he said in the video that he lost a lot of NASA. But like, it's not like it was like it is NASA's fault for following the U.S. government. But what are they gonna do? No, I will not follow the U.S. government. I will not get funding. Like it's not.
yeah, you kind of have to do it. Like it's like, oh, our boss says we got to do it this day.
And he's not just the boss. I just
He-
knocked over something on my desk.
Hey, at least it wasn't your microphone.
Yeah. The good news is the microphone's on my head. So.
What?
What do you mean? Wait.
Wait, I thought you used like a microphone on your desk.
You think I have that much money, Luke?
Uh, well, you have a whole wall of NASA patches.
It's not like a wall. It's more of like a. I'll have to send you
It's a
picture.
display. It's a display.
It's a display. So. I don't have a microphone. I have a headset on. It's really expensive. So it's working. It's good.
Didn't you just start with, do you think I have enough money for that kind of microphone? And then you go, well, I have a headset that's really expensive.
Yeah. You see, Luke.
All right.
When you have a birthday.
Man, I still don't understand how John Young snuck the sandwich.
Yeah. We're gonna have to start the John Young cinematic. This is gonna be like a whole entire episode thing. The John Young cinematic universe.
Cinematic universe, let's go. John Young is just in. He's in a weird number. He's in all of them. I mean, not literally. His first launch was Gemini. He wasn't in any Mercury missions.
Yeah. Like. You know what terrifies me the most? We've had all this global cooperation for all these years, and now we're taking apart the ISS, and especially what's been going down in the world.
Yeah.
Kind of scary. Like,
Dude,
at this point,
I'm kind of upset. I like the ISS. I think it looks really cool, and I like the way that it's built. Like, I have a real fascination for how it's modular, and they're always moving around the pieces. So.
did you hear about the other Russian, like how two Russian spacecraft have leaked, like the past like 2 years,
Really?
which is really bad. Like,
Yeah.
like the Russians are really, really. If you guys are gonna send up rockets, at least put some funding into them, please. It's mostly just because of what's going after the Russians and the Ukrainians right now. If
Yeah.
and even if the Russians win the war, it's not gonna be like the ISS is still gonna be saved.
Yeah.
Because what happened? China built a space station. Global cooperation is probably not dying because there's still a lot of countries that still are in favor of the U.S. or in favor of Russia. So they'll probably just be different. Like ESA, it'll be like ESA and NASA instead of Russia, NASA and ESA and China. Which is a very funny story why China got kicked off the ISS. Have you ever heard that one?
What?
How China got kicked off the ISS?
No, I don't know if I've heard that story.
They stole science from the ISS.
That's
And then,
not great.
and like, it's good that the Chinese have a program, but like, did you see? Okay, there's this really funny thing. I gotta find this. So at some point, the Chinese stole the SpaceX logo. Let me find it.
Isn't the SpaceX logo just kind of two lines though?
Where is it? Where is it?
Aren't
No,
like
no,
aren't like
no, no,
all
no,
of the
no. But
rocket
like, there's like an.
companies' logos just two lines?
I know, but like, it's actually like.
Then we just type in.
China's secret plan to crush SpaceX. Well, it's not. It doesn't have the. It has probably one of the worst space programs.
Wait, did you hear about that scam that one country had?
What do you mean?
Oh my goodness. Let me check.
My neck just cracked so hard. Oh my gosh. If you guys heard that on the camera, I mean, not you guys heard me on the. If you guys heard me on the video recording, it was pretty
Yes,
loud.
the Zambian space program.
The Zambians have a space program?
No, they didn't.
Oh, they
Uh,
just said they did. What
um,
was that? What was that one place that like said they were gonna have a space program, but like they like how they trained them, I, like they rolled people down in barrels.
yes,
Like I
that's the
heard
one
that.
I'm talking about.
Oh, you're talking about that one? I love
Yeah,
that one.
so it was like just one guy who lived there decided that was what he wanted to do. He just wanted to create a space program. So,
Wait,
yeah.
SpaceX has a website?
What? SpaceX?
Yeah, it has a website.
You didn't know that SpaceX had a website?
But it's like, this looks. There's a 3D model of the Starship. I didn't.
Wait,
Even,
you didn't know that SpaceX had a website?
I knew they had a website, but I didn't know it was this cool.
Dude, I love the SpaceX website. Dude, you didn't know you can watch like the Starship like section is super cool. There's like all sorts of different stuff.
I've followed Starbase since whenever Starbase like the selling people were like, SpaceX been buying land in Boca Chica, which I would love to visit the Boca Chica site. It's probably better. I'm not saying it's better than Kennedy, but basically,
He's saying it's better than Kennedy.
I am saying it's better than Kennedy.
Okay, no, nobody actually like the Kennedy Space Center is only used because it's been there for like 1 billion years.
It's been there for it's also being used because it's the one that's like on the equator
Yeah.
where they can use it easy dubs. But Starship, like look at that. Look how beautiful that is.
I
Like
know, it's so nicely designed.
Starbase is just so beautiful. Like there's gonna be a city that's gonna be built around Starbase. Which imagine waking up to a rocket launching. I gotta say that would be really funny. You're just sleeping and all of a sudden you hear what woke up the kids, honey? Another one. Rideshare. What?
Yeah,
Yes.
you know, it's like Uber but for space.
Wait. What?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I'm not paying for that. Never mind.
What?
There's like like this could like there's like an actual like small set like that's a lot of money though.
Yeah,
Like you can
rideshare.
rideshare. It's basically you can set up anything like a
Yeah.
thing.
And dude, it's as low as as
Two hundred
two hundred
seventy-five
seventy five
thousand.
thousand. Yeah.
I could pay for that, you know.
Hey, listen, sell 3 houses and you're good.
Yeah. What's your favorite rocket? That is a good question. What's your favorite rocket?
My favorite rocket? Oh my
Yeah,
goodness. I don't know. They're all not they're all. The ones for the space shuttle are really bad. Um I don't know. I'm really a fan. I've always been a fan of the Falcon 9.
Falcon 9 Heavy is pretty cool.
Yeah. I don't know.
Starship.
There's always there's a couple of SpaceX rockets that I just really like.
Well, have you ever? There's like this really cool creator. I don't know his name, but he's on like some platforms where basically he shows every single like Falcon 9 like first stage, which means the thing that brings it up from launch
Yeah.
pad. And like you can see that like there's only like 20 of them, but they're used all over like SpaceX. Like it's
Yeah.
like they only need 20 because they can just keep on
Yeah, they just
reusing.
reuse them. Like it's actually quite rare that they mess up and have to not have one
They've
of them.
had 200 flights last year.
Yeah.
200. That is a crazy number. That's
Dude,
wait no, it was it two? Yeah, it was. I think it was for two every week, basically. So
yeah,
that
what'd
would
you say?
be
How many?
two every week. So it'd be like a round.
Yeah. That's a lot.
That is a lot. Also, just watching like the Starbase grow, and like, but also there's this like secret thing. They're building like you've seen the launch tower. They're building one secretly in Kennedy, and there's like helicopters, like two people like who are going in space. Just having Starbase too. People are just literally camping outside, just taking like photos. One of
Yeah.
them actually got hired by SpaceX. That's a crazy story too.
Really?
Yeah. One of the early ones, like when they were building like the bays, which sounds really weird, that when they were building the bays, the high bay, all that stuff got hired, and then we had to like then like we had to get like other people to do it. Nah, I hired people. No, we basically other people had to come and do it because he was like the best one out of all of them.
Well,
There's people are really far following Starbase. Starbase is probably one of the bigger developments in space.
dude, the SpaceX Dragon though,
SpaceX Dragon is pretty cool.
they're pretty nice. I don't know. I think yeah, the Falcon series is still definitely my favorite.
They have a total of 39 launches, 17 total reflights, 35 visits to the 35 visits to the ISS. That seems really high.
Yeah, but it's nice when you click on Falcon 9 and it's 217 total launches.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
No, wait, it's 217 total launches.
Yeah.
I feel like there's more.
No. But the numbers look kind of weird on the website. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they kind of look old.
Yeah. I don't know how recently this website was updated.
Yeah.
It just says, oh no, it literally says SpaceX copyright 2022 at the bottom, so I don't think it's been updated in
Yeah.
a while.
So did you I was gonna talk about this. So you know what? We all know what black holes are, right?
Yeah.
The giant, crazy things that we didn't know existed until like 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was the first time. So they were all like, according to physics, nothing can escape from a black hole. But like late 2022, something came out of a black hole, and the entirety of the scientific community proceeded to freak out. They were like, "What's going on?" Like it because it'd be like it kind of is like I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like how like when Jesus came, it was like, "What? That's not how that works." It's like the same thing. It's like physics just stopped existing.
Yeah.
That's not how. That's like all rules of physics just wiped out. Nothing can come out of a black hole. Zero, literally nothing. And for something to come out means that they have done something completely wrong. One estimate was completely wrong that should have not been wrong.
Yeah, dude.
It's basically one of the most like terrifying experiences in science history.
Yep. All right. Any more space we should cover?
Let's talk about. What do you think space will look like in like 10 years?
Space in 10 years. Well, I'd like to be like, oh, there's going to be lots of people on the moon and there's going to be so much of everything. But I don't know. I feel like it depends on like a lot of outside circumstances. So like It depends on like what countries are at war with what other countries. It also kind of depends on like what NASA looks like in 10 years and who they're contracting to. It
Probably
also
still
it also
SpaceX.
depends on like what levels SpaceX gets to on like cuz sometimes SpaceX makes a prediction like we'll be doing such and such then and they'll be like spot on and sometimes they'll be off by like 5 years. So it depends on how many of SpaceX's predictions like follow their actual plan. So
I think this is just me. We're it's, I'm not saying we're gonna look like what the Martian looks like, but at this point, we're moving more quickly every single day.
that's true. That is true.
Like the level at that Starship came out and all this stuff, and that the Artemis program is actually happening right now. Like Artemis 2 is going to launch in like June, I think, or maybe even I might be wrong about that, but it's
I'll check.
launching soon. And that means that we are going to send people not onto the moon, but like close to it, like just like Apollo 8, something that we haven't done in so many years. To be
It's
doing
planned in November.
November, that's still
Oh
very
wait,
close.
no, November of next year.
Well, that's still okay. Still, still, this is like that's like really
Yeah,
close for what it
yeah.
is.
Normally you're planning way far out.
SpaceX is building stuff ready, and like at this point, we could probably see a manned Starship mission in like maybe a year. I know that sounds like a crazy estimate, but at this point, how much is going on? Unless the FAA screws SpaceX over again, which you haven't heard about that. That is the funniest story you will ever hear. Have you heard of what the FAA did?
No, what they do?
So basically, the FAA just says you can launch this rocket or no,
Yeah,
or launch this plane or no. So they were like, we need to take outside like stuff. So they asked the internet. They had millions of requests, and they have to manually do this. It took them like a year just to get Starship ready to go, and there was like 10 Starships built that they just had to scrap because they couldn't use them in time.
really?
So basically, the FAA said we want to get extra requests and gave themselves so much work that they had to delay their like what they think that Starship was ready for like a year. Like they were like it'll take like a week, 2 months past. It'll take like 3 more months, 3 more months past. It'll take like a year.
Yeah.
Basically, they hit one deadline though, so good for them. But I totally could see us being on the moon. We'll definitely be on the moon by 2030 or 2033. Wow.
You really just forgot what year it was.
Yeah.
Hey, it's okay. It happens to me.
Hey, it happens to all of us.
All
I
right.
don't.
Well,
Yeah.
speaking of things that should happen to all of us, please go over and sign up for the Patreon. Thank you for listening to this podcast. I'd like to shout out our sponsor, Sam Shakmayev, a great guy, a great person to sponsor us. If you want to be just like him and get your name at the end of the video, or you want that additional content that we have over on our Patreon, please check it out. Just $1 a month, and you're going to get more stuff. So, anything else, Jacob?
I don't think I got anything else to say.
All right. See you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.